Child. Today's episode of the Whew Chile Chronicles Podcast is brought to you by Stamps.com. Since 1998, Stamps.com has been an indispensable tool for nearly 1 million businesses. Stamps.com brings you the services of the U.S. Postal Service and UPS shipping right to your computer. Whether you're an office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop, or a full-blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. All you need is a computer and a standard printer, child. No special supplies or equipment. Within minutes, you're up and running, printing official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send it. And you get an exclusive discount on postage and shipping from USPS and UPS. Once your mail is ready, just schedule a pickup or drop it off. No traffic, no lines, child. Listen, cut the confusion out of shipping with Stamps.com's new Rate Advisor tool. You can compare shipping rates and timelines to easily find the best option. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk. And with my promo code POD, that's P-O-D, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. Come on, baby. It don't get no easier than that. It's no long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in POD. That's P-O-D, POD. That's Stamp.com, promo code POD. Never go to the post office again.
The gift awards.
Whew Child, welcome back to another episode of the Whew Chile Chronicles Podcast. It's your girl, Cubana Kiss. And of course, I got my homies with me. What's up, Barack?
What's going on? I'm happy to be back.
Yes, it's the hat for me, baby.
Thank you, Shane, whatever the website is called.
On Twitter, they say it's Shein. Shein.
Oh, okay. I never even thought to pronounce it like that. I'm just always like, it's that one website.
That one website that can't nobody pronounce that we have a Russian stuff. That one.
Right.
That one. What's up, Caution?
What's happening?
Welcome. Look at you with some lighting, melanin popping.
The garage wasn't a good look, so I had to figure it out. But I'm getting there.
I mean, we understood. All my listeners understood. All my listeners understood the man cave. They was like, oh, so Caution must be in his man cave because it slowly got darker. Now it won't get
right. I saw them, I was like, man, I gotta hurry up. It's getting late. You know what I'm saying? Quality already bad. It's getting going bad the worst. It's good though, man. Appreciate y'all having me as always.
As always, you are more than welcome to be here. And then we got a new voice. She ain't new to me. She new to y'all. If you listen to our old podcast, Two Girls, One Mic, I got Miss LB Sweets in the building. I have to get some feminine energy.
Yes. Feminine energy.
I was like, what is happening? Like, all these men talking crazy. Brock, I was like, Brock about the only one with some sense. I don't understand what that deal.
Sprinkle some sweets up in there. Come on, sprinkle some sweets.
Yes. So sweets, tell the people a little bit about you so they can know who they listening to.
Oh my God, I hate this question.
Oh,
okay. Well, I'm LB Sweet. I am I guess aspiring media personality.
Ain't shit inspiring about you. You are a media personality.
I was about to say, like, I'm not. Yeah, I'm a media personality.
Period.
I do podcasting, like Two Girls, One Mic. Whew Chile. I design like logos and websites and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like a media professional. And yeah.
Look at you using the left side of your brain, because I can't design a logo for shit. I be on Canva like, open up that. Okay, cut this. I'm like, no, Canva, no. Like, I don't know.
I actually really love Canva. It's very user friendly, very beginner friendly. Like the quality of the graphics and everything for it to be free is like outstanding.
I love it.
I absolutely love it. Love Canva.
Live on it.
Love it.
Yes. Okay, so before we get into this relationship topic, and y'all know I love a good relationship topic, I gotta know what's in y'all cup.
Oh, okay.
I need some. Oh, I had my Douce, but now I need some more.
Him and his Douce. Remember last time, y'all, we had to stop him from drinking a Douce. We had to bring him down a little bit.
No, we're not gonna have that.
Caution was acting up. I'm like, don't drink no more Douce. Actually, him a banned Douce from my.
That Douce is smooth though, so like just drink it.
It is definitely smooth. Let me see. Sweets, what's in your cup? I feel like you said you was toning it down on this Sunday night.
Yes, I'm drinking out of my Whew Chile cup.
Yes,
water.
It's just water.
It's just
water. Brock, what about you? You toned down too?
I'm also on the same page. I went way too hard last night. I need to rehydrate.
Yes.
Get it back into my system.
Get it back together.
Yeah.
I forgot when we located. I left my Douce over there. So
oh no, you have to come get your Douce.
I had to go. I relocated. Like, man, I'm missing something. But
missing something.
I'm good. Though,
I am drinking right now in this cup. I am drinking the last of a pre-mixed margarita because it was just enough for me. And so I was like, why did we pour it in a cup? And then once I finish that, I'll probably be drinking like a wine cooler or something because I feel like I need liquor right now, but I don't. It's just been a long day. I also had a long night. I got to hang out with some of my my son's friends' moms from like the basketball community, and they are moving away. So they had like this big going away party. Tacos was bomb. But when I tell you they know how to fucking party,
man,
okay, I had to leave. It was 9 o'clock. I was like, I gotta go. Like, I gotta drop these kids off. Like, I don't understand.
I went to a wedding yesterday. It was cracking. Open
shit
bar.
Was lit.
Man,
ooh,
man,
I love an open bar
wedding.
That'll make me give
every
you $200 gift.
Food was on point, man. The culture of different music. You know what I'm saying? It was a Mexican couple that used to work.
I know that shit was lit.
That shit was lit. But that Thong was playing.
When I say that was the shortest, like the wedding literally lasted 5 minutes. He walked down. She didn't walk down the whole hour, the whole song. She walked down the song for like 10 seconds. The wedding literally, the ceremony took like 7 minutes. After that, they was like they're ready to party. Like that's literally how it went. It was a decent ceremony. Man. I definitely
I don't see the problem with it.
Right.
Well, speaking of weddings and love and all that jazz, let's get into this relationship topic. Y'all know I love me a good Twitter topic, child. So this one is from Twitter.
Oh Lord, I already know they're going on.
You know Twitter.
I love Twitter.
I love Twitter.
I miss my Twitter, man. I need my Twitter back, man.
We
need to free my Twitter, man.
You just need to figure out the password. That's
right. Forget password,
man. I didn't email to. Look, I didn't try, but it's not working.
You can create a whole new. You can create a whole new account, bro. It ain't like Facebook. I tried a whole new Twitter account and it was whack. I want my caution 911 back. The other one was kinda,
that's that old school Twitter.
Yeah, I need that. I need that.
Okay. Well, on Twitter she said at work the white girls are usually married by 25-ish. Whereas black women are pushing 30 or 30 plus, still trying to tie down a monogamous relationship. I don't know if this is a cultural thing, but it's a problem. So first I'm gonna get y'all opinions on this. Oh, not Kyle kept drinking. Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna start with you, Brock.
Woo.
Yes.
Okay, this is just from my point of view. This may not be true. This is just, what I see on a day-to-day basis if I'm working in a particular company. For me, Black women are very much about their own business, trying to do their own shit and be about their own time and money. So they're not really messing with other dudes. Now, the white girls that I know, they want to get into relationships early because like the whole marriage and kids and the white picket fence fantasy is very appealing to them. So that's just my opinion about as far as like them, like white girls and Black girls getting into relationships. I just think culturally, like for white people, it's just more of like you need that like nuclear family, the wife, the husband, the 2 kids, and the dog.
I got you.
Well, I don't feel like Black women nowadays have that mindset, and I think that's awesome because like be about yourself, be about your business and your money. So that's just what I've noticed.
I'm gonna come to Sweets last. Remember I told y'all we got chemistry, we got history, all of the fucking subjects of the school. But I'm gonna go with caution. How do you feel about what was stated?
There's elements of truth. Like black women have a different strength than our Caucasian counterparts, I guess, for lack of better words, because in most situations you're forced to be that strength. So the ideal white picket fence is not really a reality. It's more or less of a fantasy that you don't think is going to happen. So to prevent yourself from being frustrated with that type of fantasy, you just block it and say, "Oh, this is a fantasy. Let's be real, girl. That's never going to happen. So let me be the strong Black woman that I can be." And that leads into missing the opportunity to let your guard down, to let somebody in. And that usually happens later in your, as I've seen, 30s. That's usually the time frame. It's an accurate statement. And it's like, at that point, I saw a post and it was all a joke, but a man really wants stability. And it's not really there in some aspects. Like as Brock stated, it's about the whole, I gotta be strong. I have to be independent type. But is that what a man really wants? You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
A man really wants someone that can you could be strong and be there when I'm not there, but you want me to lead and you want me to be a man and lead. That's what I have to do. That's what a man should do. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that, I'm not gonna say it's not taken away. It's severely undercut when it comes to some Black women.
Okay. Sweets.
Okay. I'm going to ask to repeat the question.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
You want me to repeat the Twitter reference?
Not the whole... well, yes, go ahead. Repeat the whole thing.
Okay. At work, the white girls are usually always married by 25-ish. And Black women are pushing 30 or 30 plus, still trying to tie down a monogamous relationship. I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but it's a problem. And so, what are your thoughts on that statement?
So, in both in Brock and Caution's statement, y'all both went into why the woman isn't, or kind of reasoning behind why the woman isn't married when the woman isn't the person who's supposed to be proposing, it's the man.
Facts.
So it's kind of like women aren't married by 30 because they weren't proposed to. Why aren't our men proposing to the woman? And for me, it's kind of just when you think of Caucasian households, yes, it's that whole white picket fence thing. African American households, we don't necessarily have a high rate of seeing 2-parent households, growing up, seeing marriages and stuff like that. And our men aren't being taught to marry a woman, right? You're not necessarily being taught to be husbands. So while you have the opposite, you have, white people or whatever, they're real big on keeping wealth within the family, marrying by this age, religious views and things like that, where they're getting married young. And they're forced to arrange marriages and all that. We don't have that type of culture. So for me, that's kind of the reason why Black women aren't married that young. Because for one, our Black men are proposing that young. And if they are, there's a small ratio of them. And then they're getting divorced by 30. Because who wants to get married that young? You're not wise enough to get married that young.
So I will say this much, and I don't mean to cut you off. White girls are usually married by 25-ish. They are typically divorced by 35-ish. So it's like 50% of marriages end in divorce. And if we ain't getting married, who getting divorced?
Right.
Like, it's just like, it is what it is. For me, I agree with what Sweet said. We're not proposing to each other. So it's like, I'm not proposing to any man. If any man ever thought he was gonna get me to propose, baby, you go ahead and go to hell with gasoline draws, because I ain't doing
it's all to you.
I just don't even understand.
I fully support ministry on that one.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
It's not happening. But I'm gonna touch on what Caution said.
I'll be damned.
Okay, but what Caution said, he also made a good point too. Caution and Brock both said this too. Black women are typically, first of all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know a whole bunch of people in my life that was married close to 30 or almost 30, and I just don't feel like they were ready. You know what I'm saying? And now they're well into their 30s and they're having issues, not necessarily marital issues, but issues with self, issue with understanding who they are, because they lost who they were in that process.
Those core years.
At 25, let's just be honest and go through like my life. I had my son at 20. I was engaged when I had my son, but I wasn't married when I had my son. I actually ended up calling off the engagement and everything because we weren't ready. We were way too young. So had I married this man at 19, 20 years old, I would have been divorced at 25, because that was not the person I was supposed to be with. You know what I mean? And so for whom this person is that tweeted that, the last part of it said, I don't know if this is a cultural thing, but it's a problem. My thing is it really a problem?
Yes, I didn't see it as a problem.
I see it as a problem.
Okay.
The thing with sorry, go ahead.
Oh, because I have two coworkers who were married in their 20s, and both men, and they are older and in their 30s or so now, and they both was just like, no, getting married that young is not a good idea. Because you have so much about yourself, like Cubana was saying, you have so much about yourself that you have to figure out. And so by the time you're done growing into half of the person you're supposed to be, you're not compatible with that person.
Right.
Like, so it's not a problem. It's actually a problem that people feel like they should get married that young.
I agree.
That's ultimately the problem.
So Brock, what were you gonna say?
I've just noticed, like, because I'm on both sides of the fence. I'm raised black and raised white. A lot of the white people that I've come across in my whole entire life, the fantasy of getting married is instilled with them from a very early age. Girls think about getting married like when they're kids. They want that Prince Charming fantasy. It's a milestone in their life. You know, they got the 16th birthday, you go to college, you get married, you have kids, and then that's life for them, like, because that's instilled in them. With black people, that's not it's just not a part of the culture. The part of the culture is like, get your priorities straight and survive. Like, worry about the rest of that shit later. Like, worry about it when you get to it. But for white people, it's very early on for them.
Yeah. And then too, what I've noticed, and I'm not sure about all of you, and you all can chime in on this portion of it. I have, in my entire life, I've had two married couples I felt like I can really look up to. Both were like very elderly couples. Like, my grandparents are still together. I love them dearly. They argue like old married couple because they are an old married couple.
Amen.
However, I have a cousin, a great cousin technically, whatever you call it, second cousin. I don't know, she old as hell. But anyway, they was married. They was never legally married. They never legally married. But she was that's my auntie. She was with my uncle for 30-something years. They never physically married. All her kids by him. They lived in the same house. They've always been together. I've never known him to be with anybody but her. And so I think that's a lot of it too. Like, there's a lot of black people who've just been together forever and they're just not married. They're not legally married. And so,
what is that called? It's called something.
It's a common law marriage.
Common law marriage.
It's not recognized in Illinois. It's only recognized in some states. So that's the other thing about it. So it's just like, Like my uncle passed away. We had to write a petition. We had to do so many things just for her to be able to get widow benefits because she wasn't legally married to him. Yep. So it was very difficult to prove. Like, no, they weren't legally married, but they've been together their entire life. Like, give her the damn money. It was just like a whole situation. And so I don't know if that's how it operates or have you all seen it operate like that?
I have an aunt that the same thing. She's just been with the same man for good 40 years. He just recently passed away as well. And it was the same thing where it's like common law marriage. They never needed the certificate because their relationship was solidified enough. Like, it's again, like with white people, that's a whole milestone. They want that. They want to sign the papers. They want to, get everything in writing. Because I don't know who brought up the keeping the wealth within the family. That's just another thing that they do.
Yeah. So, Caution, you are our married spokesperson of the day.
Absolutely. What? How can I service you for fine people this evening?
Right.
And my expertise. 2 years though, man. 2 years though.
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all.
Congrats.
2 years though. Shout out to that.
So, would you have not married her and just stayed with her forever, or did you feel like marriage was necessary?
I mean, I have a different viewpoint, as we expressed before and on the previous episode as far as marriage goes. Like, my parents been married 40 plus years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I recently asked my pops the other day, I'm like, man, like, I'm not asking you father to son, I'm asking you black married man and black married man. I'm asking them like various questions. And he's telling me, I'm telling you not as a father, I'm telling you as another black man, XYZ. And, some questions, until went on par for him being my dad. I respect the responses. But, I have a whole different viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I did, in my premarital days, they hate, But I always saw my pop. I've never seen my pop step out on my mom. Never seen it. Never seen him cuss her out. I'm the 1%. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I have a whole different perspective now. Keep in mind, like, life takes you different places. I didn't get to the my parents been together since, like college. They met in college, been together ever since. So, I didn't have that experience, you know what I'm saying? I met my wife at work. So, but at the same time, that all that to talk around is it was there for me. So it wasn't a hard decision.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't but at the same time, there's a flaw that's not addressed sometimes. A lot of women, not just black women, even just women in this generation, feel a wife is entitled. Nah, that's not entitled. I deserve this. No. Because, in reality, a man that finds stability and a wife finds a good thing, he'll settle down no matter what. No matter how wild he is.
That's true.
So then the entitlement is where the disconnect comes apart. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men are stubborn. A lot of these men out here be wilding. I'm not perfect by no means in imagination. I've been perfect. But I always say, hey, if I find stability, I'm gone.
Anybody I think else? That... Go ahead, Sweets.
Go ahead. Interject, please.
How do you know what stability is at like 25, 26?
You don't. I'm 36. I'm married. I got, married 2 years ago. You don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that my level of maturity is nowhere it was when I was 26. You know what I'm saying? Like, this not even remotely close. Like, it's probably people looking at that right now like, you married? You know what I'm saying? Like say, come on, like, but for real, like, but you go through those times. Like, you eventually, as a man, you sit down like, yo. Listen, some men don't get to this. Go ahead.
Listen, Caution knew me back in my wild days. Ain't no way in hell I was ready to be anybody's wife at 20 anything. Okay, I met my current boyfriend when I was 26 when I met him. We weren't dating or anything at that time, but I was 26 years old when I met him. I'm 32 now. that person that I was at 26, I am not that girl. I look back at that stuff and be cracking up like, oh, you was crazy. You was thinking crazy. You was living crazy. And I'm glad you finally settled your life down. But to answer your question, right, it's just like, it didn't make sense. But to answer Sweet's question was like, do you know what stability is at 25? Hell no. At 25, stability for me was I paid my car note on time 4 months in a row. Like, I'm winning. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
gold star for you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was stability. Stability now for me looks completely different. Stability is different. Man, stability for me is being able to know when I call him, he gonna answer. If I need something, he gonna come through. Like, that's stability for me. If something's going on with my kid, I know if I call him, he gonna talk me through it. Like, the teacher called me the other day, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck she trying to tell me, because this shit sounds stupid, and he ain't do nothing wrong. And he was like, well, she just trying to tell you XYZ. I was like, oh, why she ain't say that? Like, that's not what she said at all. She said some whole other shit that just didn't matter to me. But like,
that's you grown. But you grown. You might have reacted like that 6 years ago. You've learned to chill out. You know what? Maybe this. You know what? Maybe, damn it, he might be right this time. I might, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe when he right, him is right. And I let him know he right. I'll be like, oh, you right. I was fucked up.
Let me tell you progression. She wouldn't have said that 6 years ago. It wouldn't have been on you. Everybody progresses. That's the whole point. You have to sometimes, like, it's like little kids, you're trying to put the block, the little circle in the square. It's not meant to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's gotta go. It's not that spot. It's not your moment in life.
So, Brock, do you see yourself getting married?
You know what? I was actually going to put my hat in the ring on this particular topic because I was actually engaged at 24. And I was supposed to be married at 25.
What happened?
And, you know, my relationships are a little different. But I was the most miserable I've ever been in my life because I wasn't ready to get married. And this the whole stability thing. Like, I'm 31 now, and I'm still like, there's still stuff that I was like dealing with in my 20s that I'm dealing with now. Like, I still feel like I'm in my 20s. Like, I just like to be with somebody for the rest of my life and like not be able to, you know, be with anybody else. That actually kind of like held me back. I was like, no, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know. I'm meant to have many lovers in my life, and that just I couldn't get married. So, I
love Brock. Brock, like, actually, let's just put it out on the table.
For none of that.
Well, I would like to get married to my current partner, but we still, you know, we're just still young and having fun. So, I don't know. I'm always going to be this way.
You know what? I feel like you should marry somebody who understands that you're going to be that way and is okay with you being that way.
Oh, like, he's fine with that.
I would love to marry the person who I'm with now, because at the end of the day, we have our problems, and he got shit that he hate, and I got shit that I hate. But for the most part, we're not trying to change each other in that aspect of it. You know, there are things that we want each other to do better at.
Right,
like,
you're trying to make your partner better. That's the connection. You make your partner better. That's what you need. That's key.
Also, I feel like your partners will resent you when you put so much pressure on trying to be the person, trying to be everything for them. Like, I can't be everything for my partner. Like, my partner has different relationships with different people. We have our own set relationship. He's going to have a different relationship with his mom or like his coworkers. You can't be everybody, or you can't be everything for everybody. So I feel like that's really what the thing was for me and my like engagement was. Like, I started to resent him because he wanted to be, you know, I couldn't look at anybody else, or I couldn't talk to anybody else unless it was him. And I'd be like, no, that's just not how the world works. So
no, that's not fair. That's controlling. That's toxic. It's unhealthy.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Let a bitch with a fat ass walk past me. Hey, look at that.
Right, we both looking.
Look at that ass. I don't get no damn. Because my thing is, you can look, nigga, just don't touch. I don't care who you look at. Like, who cares?
Just minimum looking.
No, it don't even minimum looking. Like, don't be disrespectful with your looking. But I mean,
we have attraction to people, both men and women. That's like the girl or the girl not looking at a handsome man and thinking to herself like, "Damn, he fine." Like, it happens, Joe. Just be respectful. Have boundaries. Don't act on whatever it is that you're thinking. Like,
everything is not
to the group chat. Just picture to the group chat.
Just put it in the group chat.
Somebody has said people be thinking like your
face palm was a person. My God,
right?
Jesus.
Somebody has said when like it's not. I'm not worried about you going through my phone. I'm worried about you getting to them group chat messages. I don't need you to see that I called you a little bald head. I don't need you to see that I got mad at you and called you all them names. Like the group chat is
we don't need to see that, right? That's fair, man.
Group chat is what helped me calm down before I got home. Before
I don't want him to see it. I don't want him to see it.
You had a whole moment.
Yeah.
Baby, I didn't went off on you in the group chat, but I didn't say it to your face. I was respectful to you.
Exactly. You should be thanking the group chat.
Thank the group chat.
Argument.
Exactly.
Shout out to the group chat, though. Hey, I drink to the group chat, though.
Drink to the group chat.
Drink to the group chat, man.
I bet. So look, y'all, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, you'll hear from the business of the week and the artist of the week, and then we'll get into our main topics. Why is it so difficult for people of color to set boundaries? So we'll be right back. Whew Chile. Today's episode of the Whew Chile Chronicles Podcast is brought to you by Stamps.com. Since 1998, Stamps.com has been an indispensable tool for nearly 1 million businesses. Stamps.com brings you the services of the U.S. Postal Service and UPS shipping right to your computer. Whether you're an office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop, or full-blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. All you need is a computer and a standard printer, child. No special supplies or equipment. Within minutes, you're up and running, printing official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send it. And you get an exclusive discount on postage and shipping from USPS and UPS. Once your mail is ready, just schedule a pickup or drop it off. No traffic, no lines, child. Listen, cut the confusion out of shipping with Stamps.com's new Rate Advisor tool. You can compare shipping rates and timelines to easily find the best option. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk. And with my promo code POD, that's POD, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. Come on, baby. It don't get no easier than that. It's no long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in POD. That's P-O-D, POD. That's Stamp.com, promo code POD. Never go to the post office again. Woo child. Y'all know what time it is. It's definitely time for that business of the week. This week's business of the week is Buttercream Beauty, owned and created by India Nicole, a homemade skincare collection promoting self-love and self-care because we all know how Cubana feel about that self-care, child. They are the dessert for your body. They serve face, lip, and body food for every mood because you deserve to treat yourself. So how can you get some of this lip, face, and body food? Simple. Go to buttercreambeauty.com or you can go to their Instagram page at buttercreambeauty. Woo child. Now it's time for Artist of the Week. The Artist of the Week is Ashley Laschelle with her new single, Back to Me. Check it out, y'all. Let me know if you like it.
Day one, the beginning of yet another chapter. Didn't quite get my happily ever after. It's cold, I didn't lose. I still got my smile in spite of all the change. My hair stays fresh, my eyes stay bright. Lost a couple inches and I feel alright. Real estate's paid, mind's at
And that was our artist of the week, Ashley Laschelle, with her new single, Back to Me. Let us know, are we downloading or deleting? Whew, child. Welcome back, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the business of the week and the artist of the week. Make sure you follow them on their social media and go support them however we told you to do so. All of the links are definitely in the summary box, or if you are watching this on YouTube, just hit description and hit that little triangle arrow at the far right. Click that, and it's going to give you all the information that you need for both the artist of the week and the business of the week. But let's get into the meat and potatoes, child, which is pretty much, why is it so difficult for people of color to set boundaries? And who says saying no is disrespectful? So I don't know who want to start. Actually, I'm going to start with Sweets, because we've had this conversation before. Why do you think that it's so difficult for people of color to set boundaries?
Okay, so I would, me asking questions. I guess I'm looking to specify boundaries as to general boundaries.
So that's a good question. And so I would say, personally, just in this for the basis of this conversation, we'll say general boundaries, but that does not exclude relationship boundaries. That does not exclude friendship boundaries. I feel like boundaries in
general as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole. Why do you think that
Got it?
And I'll say this. The reason that this came up is because I've recently set a couple boundaries in my life, both with friendships and with family, that I've set the boundary for. Like, you know what? This is the line for me, and this is a hard line, and I'm no longer dealing with you because you continue to cross this line after I've told you multiple times that that's a line for me. And it's caused a shit show in my family. I've been called everything but the child of God. I'm disrespectful because this person is definitely an elder. But I'm done. I don't care that you're an elder. I care about my sanity. I care about my kid being able to understand that it is okay to cut people off no matter who they are. And so, like, for me, I feel like setting boundaries is something that I was not able to do, because telling someone older than you or someone that's your elder in the Black community is always deemed disrespectful. If I say no, if I don't want to do this or whatever, it comes off disrespectful. And I'm not sure where that came from. I mean, we can always, tie everything to slavery. However, I feel like we've evolved so much since then. Why is this still an issue?
I think that we got that from our elders. Being passed, you just don't tell people no. And it's the same with everything else that gets passed down to us. And now our generation is challenging those things. Like, no. So when you said, like, setting boundaries with your family, I can relate to that, because I set boundaries within my my relationship with one of my sisters. Mm-hmm. And so it's just kind of like, you get that whole y'all family, y'all blood, y'all this, y'all that. And it's just like, but no, like, that's not an excuse for you to make me feel some type of way. That's not an excuse for me to continue to allow you to make me feel some type of way. Yeah. Like, that's not okay. And I feel like it's really just, it's what was passed down to us. We don't know where it came from. We was taught it. Mm-hmm. We was just taught it from our mama, who got it from her mama. And it's just that we're now the generation that's challenging all these things. And it's hard because we now have to convince our elders that this is a thing now and you can't talk to me like that. Mm-hmm. The same way I have to set boundaries with my mom. Kid you not, I had made a statement to her. I'm like, you're making an inaccurate accusation about me, and I need you to stop doing that. Like, stop assuming you know what's going on over here. And she has to be able to accept that, knowing that I'm a grown woman and I have the right to don't say those type of things, don't make those type of accusations. It's new for them because she would never talk to her mama like that.
Right.
So we're breaking those type,
curses, those generational curses.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna come to you last, Brock, just because both of us are technically biracial. So I want to come to us last.
Okay.
But caution. So why do you think? Why do you think? Why?
I just said yes, ma'am. I've done.
I love Bill so much.
I've done nothing. All I simply said was yes, ma'am.
So why do you think that setting boundaries is so difficult within our community, especially with you having you have a great blended family? So why do you think that is such an issue for us?
I think the main discrepancy on boundaries comes with the whole. Let's say the question is, all right, let's talk about. We need to set a boundary on Exhibit A, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the two people, they might not even agree to what that initial surface level is. So if you're not even agreeing at a surface level what the basis of the boundary could be, you're on a faulty. You're on
a slippery slope.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think of poor choice of words, but like, if you're trying to build a house, it's a poor base. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not that right there, foundation.
Like you don't even know why the boundaries need to be set.
Yeah,
right. You're saying like, hey, you know, I don't want you to come home past a certain time. You know, I'm not saying like I'm just throwing out this first thing that came to mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, and then the person responds, okay, what's a reasonable time for you? You know what I'm saying? You say, okay, 4. They say, no, that's unreasonable. Okay, you're right. You know, I'm an XYZ. Maybe 12. Okay, no, I don't go out sometimes. So whatever, XYZ. Maybe 1. Okay, so there's some sort of compromise.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's a rebuttal as opposed to most people want to. When it comes to a boundary, somebody wants to feel like they have the leg up. You know what I'm saying? Like, or at the end of the day, I want to feel like I have the biggest slice of the pie, as opposed to a boundary should really be 50-50 if you really being realistic. You both bring something to it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to most people, and it's sad to say, especially in the Black community, like they want to feel like they're not getting got. You're not getting got.
Yeah, you don't want to feel played.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You don't.
But I
feel
think
like
there's more so like, I do agree with you. I do think that's like a relationship boundary. Like when it comes to relationships and there's a boundary, everybody want to feel like they compromising. Nobody want to feel like what my boundary is. Right. Well, I'm not getting nothing out the deal.
Correct.
Okay, I feel you on that. Okay, so Brock, growing up biracial, 2 different households. Mm-hmm. If you don't know about Brock's past life, go listen to some of them past episodes because I love Brock. But
I love you too.
How was that with you being able to set boundaries? I know you have a Black mom and a white dad, and we both know those are 2 totally different cultural raisings. So how did that go?
That's 2 sides of point.
To the point, yeah.
I love my mom. I am her child, but with the boundaries set in my mom's household, the boundaries were those 4 walls that she lived in. I'm like, my mom was like, you were going to live in a Black household. And so the boundaries that were set were like, she needed to know who I was talking to, where I was going, who I was talking on the phone with. So it was always like, she kept just like, I don't want to say like strict, but she kept like a little tighter leash on me. And you know, I kind of do appreciate it now as an adult because, you know, who knows who I could have been like running the streets with, because, you know, I don't know these people back in the day like that. But also at the same time, like my mom would like tell my business to like other family members.
Ooh, child.
And it was always like, it's not okay. It was always seen as like disrespectful to like talk back or like disrespect your elders. But like, for like Black parents, they see talking back as disrespect, but no, you were actually disrespecting me and you're disrespecting my space. Like, even though I'm younger and I'm not, you know, at an adult, you know, capability level of comprehending certain things, like I'm still a human being. I still have feelings. Like, so I did kind of like rebel a little thank you. I kind of rebelled a little when I was younger. I was not the greatest kid, but like now as an adult, I've had to like work through those emotions and those, you know, those boundaries. I'm now just in my 30s really starting to learn the technique of cutting bitches off. Like, I don't. Yes, exactly. I don't know what's going on in the world where like 24 hours in a day just is not enough anymore. And like I don't want to give my energy to people because I don't even have enough time for myself. So I don't mind hitting the block button on anybody. I don't need to be readily available, even though I have my phone on me all the time. I don't need to text you back right away. Like I had to like learn. Like
I definitely would do that.
Because
you text you, yeah, you respond.
Right.
I'm not obligated to talk to you, bro.
Thank you. But I used to feel that I used to feel that like, oh, now that I've seen this message, and it would cause me anxiety because I felt like I needed to, give myself to. I needed to be a people pleaser. I don't mind cutting people off now, but that's just something that like I had to grow out of. And like living in a black household, like my dad was actually kind of strict on that same level too. Now I saw the rest of those white kids in middle school and high school running a fucking muck. They would be doing like ecstasy in the bathroom and heroin and like overdosing, and their moms and dads are like, oh yeah, that's just a regular Tuesday for Billy and Susie. Like, no, they're out here running
out here.
So I'm technically considered multiracial, right? Like biracial, whatever. However, if you go to the Latin community, I am not considered biracial. I'm just considered an Afro-Latina. So I'm not really considered like, oh, you're black and Cuban. It's like, that's an American way. If I go to Cuba, they're going to be like, oh, you're an Afro-Latina or whatever. Ain't no boundaries. It ain't no boundaries in the Latin community when it comes to your family. And there's definitely not any boundaries in the black community. One thing I can say is how, though that I've gotten older, my mom does respect my boundaries now that I'm an adult. However, I am a very matter of fact, for lack of better words, person. So you have to say what you mean and mean what you say with me. I'm not reading between the lines. If you sugarcoat some shit, I'm not finna listen to you. You need to tell me what it is. Be direct with me because I'm going to be direct with you. And if I feel that being direct with you is not necessarily the way to go, I'll tell you, I'm not sure if this should come from me. Let me come back and talk to you. So with that being said, because that's my personality, my boundaries are pretty much the same. Very cutthroat, leave me alone. I said what I said. I got it. My son, and they always say, you be trying to beat you out your kids. My son is so much like me, how I am as an adult. He's not like how I was as a child. He is very much like his mom. So it's like when he said what he said, like he got friends right now. I don't know some of these kids, but I know we got beef with them. We ain't fucking with them. Because he set his boundary, they crossed it. I told y'all to stop calling me this many times because y'all get me in trouble and y'all kept doing it. So now you're blocked. And now you can't call me anymore. And I just see your ugly ass at school. And I be like, damn, boom. Like, that was so harsh. And he was like, well, he's not listening to me as a friend.
Shout out to the young king on that one. Shout out to the young king on that one.
And I feel like, and like we said, the generational difference is really what it is. My mom would never tell her mom, I'm getting off the phone with you right now because you getting on my nerves. My mama would never say that to her mother. Mm-hmm. However, me on the phone with my mama, girl, I'm finna get off the phone with you because
that's exactly what I had to
time for it today.
I'm not telling my mama.
I had to tell my mama that because
telling my mama that.
I would call my mama and I would need to because
not
it's
happening.
just my nature to call her, get advice, and talk to her. But then my mama will go off on these tangents. And she will start saying stuff that don't make sense, or she'll start taking it somewhere that it ain't supposed to go. And I'm like, I'm already in this mindset, and I'm just like, you know what? I need to get off the phone with you right now because I'm not agreeing with what you're saying, and I don't want to be. I don't want
nice about it
because I still respect my mama. I still respect her. And I just let her know right now, I'm not agreeing with what you're saying and I got to get off the phone. And she, okay. And I hang up and I'll probably call her back when I'm in a clear mindset. Like when you said this, that aggravated me and it made me upset. Mm-hmm. And we have this relationship where she didn't have with her mom. I will call my mama out on stuff that she said to me and just be like, you're kind of making the situation worse. So you hurt my feelings when you said that. Mm-hmm. And she's now at the point where she's learning to just be like, I'm sorry. Instead of I'm your mama, I can say what I want to say, and you better not do. No, my mama is learning to say I'm sorry, and so I shouldn't have said that.
And my mom is a little bit older at your older age. I will agree with you on that point. She's got a lot better.
My mom, I have a sister. I actually have 2 sisters and a brother. I'm the oldest of 3. My 2 youngest, I didn't grow up in a household with them, so our boundaries are slightly different because we met as adults. So our boundaries are different because we met when we knew what we wanted from that relationship, right? Whereas like my sister don't have no boundaries. She say all kinds of dumbass shit, and I'll be like, I'm gonna call you back. I still ain't called her back. I've been calling her back for 3 days. I have not called her back because she just got on my nerves so bad talking about
Call your sister, man. Call your sister, man.
No, she was speaking on my uterus. I just think that's ghetto. No. Like, I don't need you to speak on my uterus. Like, no, ma'am. Like, why did this become a thing? Why is this okay? And then I'm telling her, like, yeah, no, I'm not sure why y'all think this is okay. Well, I already prayed to God. Okay, well, guess what, bitch? You can go to hell because I'm getting off the fucking phone because I told you already that this was a boundary for me.
Caution, you're one of the reasons why we're having this conversation in the first place because she is not wrong for cutting her. She is not wrong for setting that boundary, and you want some call your sister. I'll call her when I want to. When I'm ready.
When I want to.
When I'm ready to come back into this energy and you ready to be more, you the reason. Making people feel bad for setting boundaries.
You can't make me feel bad because I'm be like, okay.
I yield.
My be on the same stuff.
Listen, because mother be real quick to that's your sister, that's family, that's blood, that's all you got. And while that's true, why does that make this person? Why does that validate how they treat me?
All I did was say, call your sister.
I ain't calling her. I thought I was gonna call her back. I still ain't called her back. I'm gonna know though who came up with the ideal that family was all we had. That's no longer an accurate conversation. Like that's not an accurate statement. Family isn't all I have. I have friends that are closer to me than my family. I have friends that treat me better than my family. I have friends that will drop everything that they're doing in that current moment that if I was stranded, they would send their husbands to come and get me. Like, I don't have family that I can necessarily say does those things for me. But setting back. Okay, so Brock, you don't have any children, but do you have nieces and nephews?
I do. My sister has 2 kids, but they're like grown. So my niece, one of my nieces just turned 21, and the other one's 16.
Oh, that's right, because you and your sister had a big difference between y'all, right?
So me and my sister are 13 years apart, and then me and my brother are 6 years apart.
That's gonna be my ghetto ass son. He'll be like, my brother old enough to be my child, cause I've been chilling. Okay, so everyone has had a child somewhere in their life. Is it okay for your kids to set those boundaries with you, or do you deem it disrespectful when they be like, "No, I'm not doing it"?
See, okay. Because
your baby sets boundaries.
My baby, I don't, and like you said, my baby is
pull up a little
me
bit.
and my adult self, right? That little mouth on that 4-year-old. And so sometimes it is okay for her to tell me, no, mommy, no, I don't want to wear that. I want to wear this. Okay. And for me, it's just kind of like making sure that she knows she has freedom of choice. She has a freedom. She can, she can say how she feels. However, there are times where I do feel disrespected. If I tell you it's time to go get in the tub and you telling me no, I don't understand. Like, no, that's not a boundary. You're being disrespectful. I told you something to do.
Right.
And so I think that there's a fine line when it comes to parenting. Like, understanding when your child legitimately has the right to feel the way that they feel and have the right to say, no, I don't want to go there. No, I don't want to do this. That doesn't make me happy. I don't want to ride in a car with you while you go around this. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just what is the situation? Yeah, it's circumstantial. Everything is not disrespectful. Just because I told you, no, I don't want to eat Fruit Loops this morning, I'm not trying to come at you as my mama. I'm not in the mood for Fruit Loops. How about you make some pancakes?
Umbagaba juice.
Exactly. No, I'm not hungry. What you mean you ain't hungry? Like, I just...
That shit don't make no sense to me. Okay, so Carson, you got like 11 kids. So like, is it okay for them to set boundaries?
Boundaries?
Ain't no boundaries in your house?
Nah, there's boundaries. I will replace the word opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never let any of my kids have don't have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? I can say, hey, I need this to be done. And they can be like, man, all right, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And later might say, hey, I respect you and say I did X, Y, Z, but I feel that this could have been said differently, or you could have said this differently. I still give you the respect to do what's told, but I want to let you know this made me feel uncomfortable, or I'm not uncomfortable, or I didn't like this. That's an opinion. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel I ain't gonna have no kid tell me, okay, you can't come in my room at a certain point. The fuck? Like, no, that's it's absurd to me. You know what I'm saying? It's absurd. It's not gonna happen.
Okay. So wait, I'm gonna stop you right there. Okay, so Brad, you have nieces and nephews. Have they set boundaries with you? I mean, I know they grown for the most part.
Yes and no, because I used to babysit them all the time, but I would just kick it with them. We was just watching like Family Guy and Adult Swim. It wasn't really like
it wasn't that deep.
One. Yeah, it was never really that deep. And I was the cool one.
Right, because I'm gonna say if your niece is 21 and you 31. That 10-year gap, you was more like the cool big brother.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So my sister was always like, they're always asking.
You helped out in the clutch. That's why you helped out in the clutch. That was your role.
She was so mad at me for letting them watch the Boondocks one night because
that was mine.
Right there.
My uncle is 10 years. My youngest uncle is 10. My mom has 8 brothers. So to throw that out there, as a 10-year have a family icon. Damn.
You keep talking about me every 5 seconds. You got a whole team over there, your damn self, man. Fuck you mean?
I don't have a team. Let's be very clear. My granny had a team. I have a team of 1. I got 1 kid. Lesson learned the first time. Won't do that again.
That's all the same thing.
Hell no. It's not. I didn't have no 8 kids.
She in the upper right hand corner. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit.
None of that shit.
I'll say for me, I'm the one person that moved out of my family, so I wasn't really like around them.
Not you moved out the family, bro.
I was the only one that just like I'm on the other side of the United States. They're all still together.
Oh, all right, because you on one coast and they on another.
Yeah, I've moved out of the house since I was 20, so I've been gone.
Facts.
Okay, so my son is allowed to set boundaries. My boyfriend did not understand that shit when he first came around. He's like, what the fuck is happening up in this house? But he realized very quickly that me and my son, and Sweets, caution you too, Brock, I felt like I was still pregnant when you were here. They have been able to see the relationship with my kid and myself.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Love it.
That's my homie. That's my homie to the dirt.
Salute.
And he's allowed to set boundaries. My mom came over one day and she went to his room and she twisted the knob. She didn't knock. She didn't do anything. She just went and twisted the knob, but the door was locked. And she was like, since when is it okay for him to lock his door? And I was like, since he lived in my house. And I was like, that whole Black people, you can't close the door. You can't lock the door. Like, I was like, that's weird to me. He just got out the shower and came into his room to change his clothes. If he feels like he wants to lock the door, he should be allowed to do so. However, my real issue is with you. Why did you find it okay to come in my house and twist the knob to his door and then get mad that his door is locked? He locked it because he knew you was coming. And he wasn't. So it's like, I don't understand. Like, it's okay for him to have those boundaries. And I feel like for me, because I didn't have those boundaries as a kid, I allow him to do so. So like today we had a rough game. He had a rough.
What is the worst that he could be doing in his room?
Let's be very
clear. You're so upset that it's locked.
It ain't no girl
like,
in
he
there.
in there by himself. I can understand, like, because even though Nadia is 4, like, when she wants to go in her room and close the door, I don't close your door. I don't want to hear all that anyway. Like, close
that
it.
part.
But when she has company and friends over, no, that
Leave
door
the door
needs to stay open.
Yeah, that's different.
So I'm not.
That's the only time where your boundaries. Yeah, that's the only time for me where your boundaries don't matter. And when I have other children in this household, those rules disappear because now I'm responsible for somebody else's kid. I need to hear, see, and know what the hell's going on. Open his door. The difference is that my son has a basketball hoop that goes on the back of his door. You're like, we can't play basketball, lift the door. I don't know what to tell you. Because I need to. That's like the one thing. But even his friends, when he come over, like I've had his friends come up to me and be like, we love coming over here because you just kind of like let us do us. And I was like, what you mean? And he was like, you're not yelling at us. You ain't making us do this other stuff. Like, you just kind of letting us do us. And then like you come in there and be like, are you hungry? And then you feed us and then you continue to let us do us. Because for me, it's just kind of like, my kid is an only child, 1. I can't control how other kids are raised, but I can only control the experience they have in this house. And I need you to understand that you may not be able to express your boundaries at your home. However, this is a safe place. And in this safe place, you're allowed to set those boundaries. And I think it's okay.
I love that.
Yeah. And baby, his friends sent me first day of school pictures. I was about the only mama that got first day of school pictures of all my son friends. I got ran. I'm like,
bravo to you, Mom.
630 number. It's his friends. So it's just like, for me, like I said, I didn't have a safe place. I made a lot of dumbass decisions growing up because I didn't have a safe place. And the boundary was, I'm your mama, you gonna talk to me about certain shit. So when I was ready to have sex, that's not a conversation I had with my mom, you know? And I made dumbass decisions because of it. Whereas if that boundary wasn't there, I probably would have felt more comfortable coming to talk to her about it. Whereas my son would come up to me and say the most obscene shit. And I'd be like, maybe you should talk to your daddy. Did you call your daddy? Because I don't want to talk to you about it.
How convenient.
Man.
How convenient.
You know, it's a double-edged sword when you have that type of relationship with your kid. Because my kid will come and be
There's
like,
a whole other side that we haven't even touched. Just
okay.
I think that's one
we
thing,
ain't even addressed.
When it came to boundaries with our parents and stuff like that, they were so hard and stern because there was no such thing as being your friend.
Yeah.
Like, what? So understanding your feelings and your bound, like what upset you or where you were uncomfortable, like that don't matter. It's like, it didn't necessarily matter because I'm your parent. You live here under my rules. Whereas we kind of have, like Cubana said, it's a different type of connection you have with your son. And I have seen it, and that's something that I'm aspiring to have with my daughter. I want her to be comfortable to talk to me about certain things and to understand, just like Cubana said, this is a safe space. Like, you're okay here. So that's my
homie, y'all. That's my baby. I love him so much.
Oh my God, I remember one time on Snap. Oh, I will never forget that Snap. Y'all was playing hide and seek with walkie-talkies.
Oh yeah. He was like 10-4. He was like running through the house trying to give me the game. So we love games and movies in my house. Like Friday, my son wants to see Candyman so bad. Somebody showed him the original, so now he wants to see the remake. And his dad was like, well, I already saw it, so I ain't going to see it again. Where I'm not that parent. I would go see a movie 700 times because my kid want to go see it. Like, I don't give a damn if we know all the words. We're going to sing all the songs to Coco because we've seen it 997 times. It's fine. It's whatever. But he wants to go see Candyman. Well, you know, we have Candyman on one of them streaming sites, things, whatever. Well, now Friday is a big family night where we are cooking and we're going to have popcorn and M&Ms and Twizzlers. Like, so that was a part of the grocery trip today. Like, all of the things that we need for our Friday night family night. And so when I told him, I was like, well, you told me that you wanted to see Candyman. And so, you know, I talked to I talked to my boyfriend and like we're gonna do this, that. He's super geek. Oh my God, can this person come? Can that person come? Like he knows, like, oh, I told my mom this thing and she put stuff in motion to be able to get me that thing. And that's my homie. It's a dirt. So I was ready to fight the ref for him today, y'all. He got fouled and he fell down on the floor and he hurt his arm and the ref didn't call a foul and the kids were still playing. So my ignorant ghetto ass then stood up. I'm like, so we just gonna play over him and y'all see he fucking hurt? Like, I'm mad as hell. And all the other parents was like, but she right Superman. Though. Like, y'all can let them play over your kids, but they not gonna play over mine. Right. Like, the hell. The ref just kind of looked at me. Nigga, call up, blow your whistle. Why you got him? Why you even got the whistle? They was like, she finna get kicked out. I probably will eventually, but I don't play it back that way. And I'm okay with him setting boundaries because I wasn't allowed to. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So let's start with Sweet, since she's our newbie. Sweets, where people catch you at?
Oh, this is my favorite. Okay. So y'all can follow me on Twitter at AyoSweets with 3 O's. I'm also on Instagram at AyoSweets10. And I am on Facebook at LB Sweets.
LB's Wins. And Caution, where can they find you at?
Name as is on Twitter. Pretty much it. I don't do Instagram, so Caution 911 Twitter.
Okay, we gotta get his password, y'all. So y'all.
I gotta get my Twitter back, man. It'd be a little bit more fun with my Twitter, but I don't do Instagram at all.
And Mr. Whew Brock James, where they can find you at, boo?
All right, you can find me at Whew Brock James on Instagram. I do have my own podcast as well at The Split Check. You already know, Cubana, it's hard trying to produce this shit. So I'm gearing up for season 2. Stay tuned for that. You can also find, I love Twitter, so you can also find me on Twitter. Running them up on there. It's at Whew Brock James. Get on Twitter.
Twitter.
I gotta get it back, man. I'm trying, man.
I know you're just trying to get your followers back.
If you're listening, if you go ahead and search us on Facebook, the Whew Chile Chronicles Facebook group, we really go down in that group. We have a lot of dope little questions that we post every day. One of the questions was, what's the social media app that you would get rid of? And when people start saying Twitter, we start coming up like, hold on. You can't get rid of Twitter.
Yeah. That's when people have to say, hold on, whoa. We gotta stand up as a black community and say, Black Twitter is one of the GOATs.
It is.
We cannot get rid of Black Twitter. We cannot get rid of Black Twitter.
Everything goes viral from Black Twitter. Like,
Black
Twitter.
Black Twitter is everything. I love Black Twitter, and I don't understand anybody who would want to get rid of Twitter. Let me tell y'all about Black Twitter, though, real quick. I had an old boss who was white, and I was like, well, on Black Twitter, and he was like, what the fuck is Black Twitter? It's just Twitter. And so I showed him my Twitter feed compared to his Twitter feed. He was like, oh, I said, yeah, my shit, I'm in Black Twitter. I don't know what fucking Twitter he is. I don't even know what the
Black Twitter is this whole other planet.
Shout out to Black Twitter. Lizzo trending right now. Lizzo is trending right now on my side. I don't know what's happening on that other side. I don't know.
Shout out to Black Twitter, man.
Man, I swear. But listen, y'all already know, y'all can find me at Cubana Kiss on everything: Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm literally on everything, and I'm kind of funny. So make sure y'all hit us up on there. Like I said, search the Whew Chile Chronicles Facebook group, and all you gotta do is answer the questions. Really, all you gotta do is say you agree to follow the goddamn rules, and we're gonna let you in.
That part.
You just gotta follow the rules, and we're gonna let you in.
I'm gonna do a little no.
But people have been getting in Facebook jail for some not anything. Yeah.
That's why when they said, when I posted what Facebook, they said what social media group you would get rid of, Facebook easily.
Exactly.
Twitter don't do all that sensitive ass shit.
That's sensitive too. We had a girl go to Facebook jail in our group because she said she don't fight no more. She just shoot people, and they said she was inciting violence. Against who?
They definitely locked her up for that, though.
Locked her up for that. Gave her ass for 3 days. 3 day bid.
Gave her the Nelson Mandela.
I love y'all so much. Listen, make sure if you are listening that you will go ahead and give us a thumbs up and write a review on your favorite social media. Your favorite podcast hosting site. Write a review. Let us know how you feel about us. That's how we get noticed by people who we need to get noticed by. If you are listening to this on YouTube, make sure you hit like and subscribe, okay? And go ahead and follow the page. Until then, y'all, TTYL. Mwah.